Hi, my name is TKO and today I want to tell you about code reviews. Okay, so the first thing is you need to test code locally. You need to avoid something like clicking the merge or maybe accept the pull request without the running on your machine because it could be faulty. Somebody could use a different type of a library or maybe it's not working on a desired system. So you need to test locally. This is good if your project has a Docker file to run everything in your Docker environment. But of course, you could experience some problems. So this is great feedback for a developer. If you test it and you send a stack trace of errors and you could help developer to be better coder. And check if code has tests. Unit tests or maybe the end-to-end tests. You should run it on your local machine. This could be a bulletproof solution to avoid the errors. And if you are sending the pull request for code review, do the same. So run everything on your local machine, test everything, and send after this to code review. The second thing, you need to follow the good practices. There exists a lot of good practices. In Monterey, we have a lot of them for different languages, and I think this is it depends from your project. So this is not something like I describe you the main two good practices and you should use it. So you need to develop these good practices with your team. Okay, so the third thing is something like hints for developers. And I think when you are a code reviewer, you need to leave in your pull request something like very good comments. You need to teach someone to do something better. I'm not talking about something like linters could do. I'm talking about the constructions. I'm talking about something like a style of the code. This third point, I think this is very important because you could deliver something like a growth for your developers. And if you are a code reviewer, this is very, very great for them to teach somebody with only 1-2 comments in the pull request. Okay, the fourth thing, this is connected with the first point, so you need to check the stack trace or maybe the output from your pipelines. Very common practice to use the Circle CI or maybe github-actions, so you could check it outputs for errors or something like that. If code running properly on the pipelines and the code running properly on your local machine or maybe in your Docker container, that could be very good for this pull request. You could assume that this code is stable. And the last thing, and I think this is the most important part, if you send the code for code review, you need to think about the size of your pull request. The gigantic pull request is very hard to read. You are scrolling, and you are skipping the most important parts of your pull request. Think about the size of the pull request before you start in the code. This is most important part, to think about the atomic changes in your code. That could be very good if you do something like a 1 commit, 2 commits, and you change most important part for your feature, and you send the pull request for reviewer. And the reviewer could jump into this pull request, and this is easy to understand the logic and understand your needs to do it in your pull request. I hope you enjoyed with these tips. This is a great opportunity to discuss about the code review and good practices in a code review. If you like it, subscribe and to the next episode. So thank you very much.